Hello, my name is John Harvey, coming to you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I invite you to join me on my daily tour of the art on X. The art is just so beautiful and inspiring that I look at it many times a day, and I thought I would just share it with those of you that would care to come along on the stream with me at least once a day. For 15, 20 minutes or so, we'll take a look and see what's going on and ignore the rest of the noise of the world and perhaps be distracted for a short time. So let's take a look and see what's in my feed. So we have Miss Joe Knows here. And this is definitely an interesting image. The textures here are absolutely amazing. I mean, it looks like, it's just like fine china almost. Bone isn't that fine and pretty amazing. I love the reflection of the gloves. Interesting image, definitely interesting. So let's take a look at the next one here. Bing, who's just reached 1,000 followers, and that's a big thing, as people know. Let's just go to just post it and see. Wow, that's really Heather Cooper. Wow, really amazing. I love this. Just totally love it. Just the colors and it just comes out at you. Totally amazing. Many, many years ago, I had a lion cub for a few months. It was an interesting experience, to say the least, but that is beautiful. Chris always asking questions, getting social media going. Why did you follow my account on X? Well, I guess the same reason I followed you on LinkedIn. Good connection. Eric Brenner, good night. And Eric's work is always a delight to see, always interesting. He uses shapes to compose his images, and they all seem to fit together so well just to create these images that some people probably call an extension of cubism or surrealism, Dadaism. There's all the isms, but again, art is so subjective. And with this art, the one thing I start looking at here is we have this little doorway, and one wonders what's in the doorway, and then you take a closer look at the eyes, and the eyes are blank. And so, is there a correlation between these three blank spaces and what goes in there? Food for thought, right? And let's see who's next. And let's see your best AI geometric art. Well, this is pretty cool. Made up of geometry. Definitely a interesting approach to doing things. And this is one of the fun things about X, is that people will then submit. Let's see if, oh wow, this is really really cool. So Flon, and this does remind me. I don't know if Flon and Flanders have any correlation there, but it does remind me of some of the early Brugge work. So that's beautiful. I hope you don't mind us looking through your entries here. Oh, well, whenever I see something like this, I always think, I wish I had a 3D printer, because something, or I wish this could be printed to a 3D printer, which would maybe make me get a 3D printer, something I've considered for years, but really never had a utility for it, something that I wanted to do. But there's so much of this art that I see that could be totally amazing if it was outputted to a 3D printer. And this one's called Round. Definitely interesting. Lots of different shapes. And these are great, entering, just submitting one's work into these prompt challenges is very satisfying. It helps see what other people are doing. It is really something that I would encourage people to do. So, good job, Anne, getting that going. And remember to look out for Anne and share your images. And here we have a poetic prompt share. So another prompt challenge. Very striking images, very cinematic. Nice work there. The street in Saigon, photography, AI artwork. So is this a mixture of AI artwork and photography? Definitely an interesting looking street. I've been tempted. I've taken many, many photographs over the years to put some of my work through AI, or in fact, to create a model from my work and see what that results in. And this is junk culture. This is a beautiful image. I love the texture that's been laid onto the image, and you have this color wash and the very soft lighting. Dinner for one, but then there's more glasses, and so perhaps one is just looking at this from a single perspective, and you can't see the people in the background, the people that this woman is looking at. So I wonder who they are. And Dave, and his videos. Dave is really amazing when it comes to creating videos. And what we got here: sunrise in cyberspace. A little bit of this playing. I've said this before. I mean, video is becoming totally amazing in terms of just the quality that we're seeing with AI video. When I first started with Midjourney, for example, a year and a half ago, we were struggling to get hands and faces that actually looked normal, and we've come a long way since then. And video about 6 months ago was where Midjourney was about a year and a half ago, but today it's really getting there. The problem, I think, still is that it takes massive GPU power to actually produce this video, and so we're seeing, the production of very, very short clips. And if one is creative enough, of course, one can put those clips together and create a movie. And I've seen some of the Runway recently had a competition, and I think we're still waiting to hear who won the competition or who the winners were. But I've seen some of the entries into that competition, and they are really, really cool. So something to look forward to. Rasmal AI Queen Bee. It's a great title because the colors certainly are indicative of a bee, and we see the wings, and yes, it's human. So very, very striking, and I love the blacks against the yellows. It just really makes the image pop. So nice job on that. Wonderworld. Sometimes you do something and you put yourself out there, your true self, and you aren't sure how it will be received. But 3,000 of you have gravitated towards me and my art, and for that I feel blessed and honored today. Good morning, and thank you for being here now. You're early. Well, congratulations on the followers. Definitely interesting. It makes one wonder what is going on here. And it's almost like a, what should I say, a photorealistic rendering of Hieronymus Bosch, where there is something strange going on. So interesting art. Then Muriel, beautiful. This is absolutely lovely. Yeah, just can imagine just how relaxing that would be being in a well, probably be cold as well, but relaxing too, and one forgets the cold. So nice job on that. Beholders AI. This is a special day because I managed to capture a picture of the rarely seen. Okay. I love this. We come up with these creatures that are just totally imaginary. In fact, I mean, when I first saw one of these, I thought, well, maybe that actually is a species, and looked it up, and no, it wasn't. But definitely cute with the big eyes and the translucent ears and the little claws. I mean, it looks almost sweet, but not quite. Okay, who have we got here? AI and design. And he did enter into the when it comes to a scene, it really makes me wonder what the future is going to look like in terms of, are we going to be using physical cameras? At some point, is that just going to be something that we're going to look back and say, oh, in those days we used to use these things that were physical cameras. And when one works with programs like Unreal and others, one uses cameras, but in the program, in the computer, and so it's all computerized. There's no need to go anywhere. One can create any of these scenes and the people in the scenes simply with the computer. So Orkton, the weekend draws closer. This person looks like they really need the weekend, right? Getting a little bit ragged. But seriously, so, this is very, very nice with the hair sort of morphing into smoke. And, it's perhaps a image that reflects on someone that's losing themselves or has lost themselves or is coming to pieces and definitely needs the weekend. The colors are definitely interesting, and the way they swirl are interesting, and the color chips on the face. They all speak of some sort of conflict. So bubble desert, bubble does bubbles. Bubble does some very cool bubbles, and this one is just another cool bubble. I love the bubble shape and just the things in the bubble, and this one's a desert with the little plants, and it also adds perspective to the image where you have this spherical bubble, and so you have the second texture. I mean, the first texture is this outside texture, the second texture which wraps within the sphere to give you the sense of two worlds, and then of course these other bubbles up here. So very nice job on that. Well, let's do one more and we'll call it a night. Messier. This is just, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if it was done with Firefly or what program, but he's celebrating 200 followers. Congratulations. So let's end with Heather's image here, which is interesting. Definitely South American Inca, probably. But no, let's see if there's a title. So no, just a good morning. So a image to look at and be inspired for the day. So I'm going to end there, and I hope everyone, well, depending on what time zone you're in and where you're at, you might have already started your Thursday, but I hope everyone has a great evening if you're still about to start your Thursday. And if you have started your Thursday, I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. So I really appreciate you listening